Hello, Sonoma County. So buying a home, whether you are a first-time home buyer, you're moving up to the next home, downsizing, relocating, but you haven't done it in years, or even if it was just a few years ago, it does seem kind of like an overwhelming, kind of a daunting task. Where do I start? How does this whole process work? What does it look like now? Has it changed since the last time I've done it? So much goes in. I mean, let's face it, you're buying what's probably your biggest asset. It's kind of a scary thing, but I want to talk today a little bit about what does that buying process look like? What does it look like if you're a first-time home buyer, if you're buying and selling at the same time, or any of those other reasons I just mentioned? We can walk you through each step of the process, and I'm going to talk through them today to give you a little better oversight of what this all looks like, what's involved, and how we can make this a really smooth and easy process for you. But first, I'm Julie Sullivan, Sullivan Group Real Estate, and we help people move in and out and all around Sonoma County each year. So if you are thinking of buying a home in this next year, stay tuned. Let me walk you through the process, whether it's the first time you've heard it or a good reminder of all the steps along the way, and then reach out and let us help you through this process so you can find the best home at the best price for you and your family. All right, so step one is that mortgage pre-approval. So important. And again, no matter where you are in the journey of home buying and selling and how many homes you've owned and whether you're going to live in it or it's your investment property, you need to know your numbers. We need to find out how much mortgage company or bank loan you, because then we can know what is that going to get you in the neighborhood you want, etc. What does that monthly payment look like? Comes around every 30 days, I always tell our clients, and you have to be comfortable with that payment. When we talk payment, we always talk the all-in payment. So you're looking at your mortgage, your principal, interest, and property taxes. So that is your all-encompassing housing costs each and every month. And we have to find that sweet spot that's good for you and your family. And then what does that translate into a dollar amount of a home you can purchase? Another part of the mortgage process is learning what kind of different loan programs are available at any given time. They change constantly, they come and they go. And what do mortgage rates look like? And how is that affecting your payment and your purchase power? And again, then we can better fine-tune what price range we're shopping in. When we work with buyers, our first step, once you get your numbers in line, is let's sit down together. Whether it's your first time or your 20th time purchasing a home, let's talk through the process. We can remind you or teach you, if it's your first time, what this is all going to look like each step of the way. And we can learn more about what you're looking for, what neighborhoods, cities, what's most important to you in your home. We call it the wants and the needs, okay? Needs are things you absolutely need. If you've got 3 kids, probably want a 4-bedroom home. Or if you've got animals, a backyard is really important to you. And then there's the wants, maybe more of the things that might be a little easier to change in the home, like hard floors over the carpet or open concept, things like that. That it would be really great if we could check all those boxes when we're out home shopping. But we try and tackle the needs list first and then hopefully get you as many of your wants as we can, working within your budget and the neighborhoods that you are targeting. When we sit down and meet, we have a beautiful home buying guide, and we will walk you through each step of the way, starting with that pre-approval and the initial sit-down consultation with us. We can get to know each other a little better and kind of remind you again what this process going forward is going to look like. For that, fun part starts. We get to go out and start looking at homes. We will also be sending you regularly properties in the different areas that you're interested in, because it's really interesting. You might want a couple different neighborhoods, and within those neighborhoods, it can be drastically different the type of home you get in your price range, neighborhood to neighborhood. So you need to get comfortable and start to know what that looks like in the different areas that you like. When we're looking at homes and you find a home that could be of interest, is checking a lot of the boxes, you're like, maybe this could be the one. The next step then is we kind of take a look at how is it priced for the condition it's in compared to other homes that recently sold in the area. And then we also get you any disclosures or inspection reports that have been completed by the sellers. And from then we can get a better idea of the condition of the home. We can better compare to those comparable sales, and that will help us structure a really strong offer if you do decide to move forward into that next step, which would be submit an offer on the property. Once you make that decision and say to us, this is the one, we want to submit an offer, we'll again get together, work through all the different steps of the offer. There's price and there's terms. We'll determine a price that we feel is fair for the market, fair for the interest in the home, and fair for the condition of the home. We always say this has to be a mutually agreeable transaction, between the buyer and the seller. As the buyer, you're buying, like I just said, you're most likely your biggest asset, and the seller is selling their biggest asset. Of course, they want top dollar and best terms, and you want to get it for the best price that fit your terms, your needed terms. And terms can be anything from what's included or excluded in the home, how many days this escrow period's going to take before you get the keys to the house, all the different contingencies that need to be built into the offer, like an inspection time period. You have your appraisal contingency, your final loan approval. There's an HOA involved, getting all those HOA docs, and on and on. And we'll work through all those, and they're different depending on each property, depending on what's involved. We always reach out to the listing agent and ask what the seller is looking for. How can we strengthen your offer to try and meet the needs of the seller? Again, as far as price, timeline, do they need a little extra time after the escrow closes to get moved out? Ask if certain things are included or excluded in the sale that maybe weren't mentioned in the listing. So we'll cover all of those bases, bring that info back to you again to structure the strongest offer that feels good to you and hopefully is appealing to the seller. And during this process, negotiations are so normal and very typical, trying to just find that happy middle ground that everyone can live with. Buyer is happy with home they're buying, and seller is feeling good walking away from the home they've just lived in for maybe many years. That was a pretty high level explanation of the buying process, but I think it can give you a little better idea. And it's kind of hard to get into more detail because every person's needs or every family's needs vary a little bit, and we certainly tailor the buying experience to what you need and what you're looking for. So if a sale is in your future, reach out. Let's start getting your ducks in a row. There is a little bit of a process before we start hitting the pavement and opening doors and looking at homes, because we want to make sure you're looking at the right homes. I always say there is nothing worse than falling in love with a home because we're doing the process backwards to find out that maybe you don't qualify for that much money, or maybe you do, but you look at that monthly payment and you're like, heck no, I'm not doing that. That's why we like to get all of that dialed in first, and then we'll go and start touring homes and finding that perfect place for you and your family. So reach out, never too soon. We'd love to sit down with you. We'd love to share our home buying guide with you. Make a comment down below if this is the year you think you're going to be purchasing a home or making that move. Like I said, it might not even be your first home, but making that move into your next home, or maybe you're relocating out of the area or relocating into the area if you're watching this. We would love to help you learn more about Sonoma County. We have our buyer's guide. And if you're from out of the area and you want to learn more about Sonoma County, we also have a Sonoma County guide that kind of breaks down the vibe of all the different main cities here within our county. So again, message down below. We'll shoot that out to you. If either one of those interests you, I hope this helped give you a better feel that this is very doable, and we will make it very easy or as simple as we can and be with you each step of the way. If you found this helpful, click the like button and even subscribe to our channel if you want to see more about home buying in Sonoma County and all things Sonoma County. We'd love to have you follow along. And if you ding the bell, you'll even be notified when we drop new videos every week. Thanks for watching. Hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.